everybody, it's Gypsy, and today's project is building a raised garden bed for my lavender. Now, I plan on using pallets. It's not going to be anything fancy. It's going to be very simple. I have 4 pallets I am going to use. Fortunately, they're not all exactly the same size, so I have to figure out how I'm going to accommodate for that. I would like to give a reminder. It is so hard to hold this damn phone. I'd like to give a reminder that I have no clue what I'm doing. I know nothing about building anything. I do get advice, particularly from one person, and I do watch videos, but I have no knowledge. The first thing I ever built was that frame to cover the herb garden. So this is all new to me. I have never homesteaded before. It's all new to me. I have no clue what I'm doing. I would say the closest experience with homesteading I have is my grandparents had a farm. And when we would go stay at the farm, I would follow my grandpap around and help him do farm chores as a little girl. And then as an adult, you know how I have a good friend who has a farm, and when her and her husband went out of town, I would stay there and take care of the horses, chickens, the dog, the cats, that sort of thing. So I don't really have a whole lot of experience. I do have gardening experience, except as we have all seen over the past year, it is different in the Southwest than back in Northeast Ohio. So I've been experimenting with that and having to learn how to garden here. And it is going much better than it was before. I've learned some things, and I'm sure I have a lot more to learn. So my video is not to give my YouTube channel is not to give expert advice. It's just to show you what I'm doing, and you guys can see my mistakes, my trials, my errors, and you can see my successes. But I'm not giving expert advice. But today, cooking more, when I do cooking and making homemade products, it's more my expertise. So that's different. But this, my hand's in the way. This building and homesteading, and I'm hoping to get my own chickens eventually. Right now, I'm getting my eggs from the farm in the next town over. So I really don't know what I'm doing. Just having fun. Wanted to share it with you guys. All right, so I'm going to show you what is going on for today. Okay, so over there I have 3 pallets stacked up. Those are 3 of the 4 I'm going to be using. Over here, whoops, let me bring that back a bit. There we go. I have another pallet, except this one I found somebody had nailed a board to it. So I'm going to take, hopefully, my Sawzall and cut through the nails and get it out, and then I can use it over there for my lavender bed. Now, again, this isn't going to be anything fancy. However, if all goes well and I learn more, I may make that garden bed fancier down the road. Okay, so I have a rough layout of how I'm going to do it. It's not put together, obviously, but I have it in this square. This one pallet is longer than the others. I was going to cut it down to fit, but then I thought I can plant nasturtiums around it and have them vining up. Because, my God, what is a salad without nasturtium? I love that. So I'm going to nail these together. I had some scrap wood I've been collecting. I'm going to put these on the top to cap it off, because in the winter, I do want to build a frame for this, and I want to put the clear gardening plastic over it to keep my lavender warm during the winter. Right now, in the middle of summer, I believe they will be fine without them. So that's where I'm now. I would like to find slats to fill in here. I was going to take the ones off, the back, the inside, remove those and use those, but I don't have enough of those. I might take this old one apart. I don't know. And I'm looking, I have all this scrap wood There's got to be something that fits. I don't know. I'm going to work on that, but that's where I am now. All right, so I have the frame put together. I am going to take my old boards over here and cover the frame with that and then cap it with these 2x4s or whatever the hell they are. I told you I know nothing about construction. Then I'm going to line it with cardboard. Okay, so I had to stop working because as soon as I got done putting the frame together, a huge storm came, and it lasted, I don't know, about an hour and a half. Everything was flooded, and my wood, it's still damp, so I'm going to wait probably until tomorrow when the wood is dry, and I will finish. Hopefully I can finish the whole thing and get my lavender in there. Okay, so I got like panels on the outside, the frame. Nothing fancy. I just used wood I had sitting around. Please remember, I don't know what I'm doing. This here, this garden hoop screen, is the very first thing I ever built. This is the second. It's just merely functional. As I get used to making things, it's going to come out more aesthetic too. So this is just an attempt. So I have the frame together. I'm going to try putting those rails on the top to cap it off. And then I am going to fill it with soil and put my lavender in. Okay, so I have decided, I've been trying to put these caps on here on the top. This one, I don't know if I'm even going to worry about because it's part of the pallet. This one was easy to get on. The other ones I cannot get on, and I think because they're just not the right size and everything, it's just not working for me. So right now, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to line the bottom and the sides with cardboard. And then I am going to start filling it with, like sticks and probably dried broom snake weed, and put that a layer of that in. Then I'm going to put in my soil, which will be combined with cow manure. So that's what I'm going to do now. When I am ready to make the top for this for winter and make it like a greenhouse, I'll worry about this then. Maybe I'll have more experience and I can figure out how the hell to get it on there. Of course, having made this straight may have helped, but it's my first attempt. So you guys have now witnessed one of my messes right here. This is my first construction thingy, so you guys can have a good laugh. Anyways, I think now, you know what? I'm going to show you what it looks like with my poor sad lavender in here because I haven't been faring well. All right, everyone. So it's completed. It's definitely not pretty. This was some kind of flat pallet here. These were the legs. I couldn't get them off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant vining plants over here. The other side has them too. Like I said already, I want to do vines here. My favorite edible flower is nasturtium. I love them in salads especially, or in soups if you want like a peppery flavor. So I'm definitely going to try to plant those probably in the spring. But I've got my lavender in here. I have my smaller ones in closer to the sun, and then I've got my bigger ones. I've got 2 English and a few. The rest are all French. The reason I have them down low like this is because part of the reason my lavender was having problems is lavender does not like wind, especially high winds. So I thought this might make a good wind barrier for them. And they're still getting, our sun is pretty strong up here. But if it doesn't work, I'll put more soil in and raise them up so they're, up more. But they really, really needed some protection from the wind. So I'm hoping this will do it. And as I said, in winter, I'm going to build a frame, kind of like that one over there. I'm going to build a frame to go over top of this, except I'm going to use the clear garden plastic so that it works as a greenhouse to keep um, my lavender warm. I think it doesn't really need protection from the sun in the summer. They are a Mediterranean plant and like warm, sunny weather. If I see problems with that, then I will make a screen cover. But for right now, I'm going to give this a try. So that's it for the flower or the lavender bed until I get some vines or something around this. It's ugly, I know, but it's going to look better. I'll figure out something to make it look better. This is my actual first construction attempt. Yeah, so it's not all that great. All right, everybody. So you just witnessed my very first construction attempt. No idea what I'm doing. None whatsoever. I know, it's ugly. That's okay. It's functional. It's working. So anyways, my next project are, well, I'm going to start with at least one raised bed for my fall garden vegetables. So that's what's next. I'd really like to get some seeds sown within the next week. When I look at the planting schedule for this area, I believe the 3rd or 4th. I can't remember which crop it is, but I do need to start planting. So I have to get my butt moving, except I went to Home Depot today to get the wood for the raised beds I wanted to make, and I could not believe the prices. And the guy who was helping me said, he goes, these days with the price of wood, he says, you'd be better off buying one because they're about the equal price. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to research it more, but I got to come up with something quick and get more soil. I've been buying soil like crazy. But that's where I am now. Then, after the raised garden bed, this will be as it's cooling down, fall and winter, I'm going to make my greenhouse so that I can start seedlings early spring. So they're ready to go in the spring when it's time to plant outdoors. That's going to be right behind me. So that's what's on the schedule. So I'm going to leave you with that. And yes, we've been having storms. It's monsoon season. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.